Good evening and welcome to Back to School Night. I'm Tara Jones, your child's first grade teacher. Tonight I'm just going to go over some things specifically pertaining to our classroom, as well as some things that are school-wide and throughout the curriculum of first grade. So I have been, a little bit about me before we get started, I've been at Blanchard since 2012. I started here teaching first grade, taught several years of first grade. I taught 1 year in the computer lab, 1 year in second grade, and now I'm back in first grade. So I'm excited to be back doing what I started and teaching where I started. If you need to contact me, you can do that either through my email, which is trjones@caddoschools.org, or on the Classroom Dojo app that we use for behavior and conduct, or even on the Canvas app. There's an inbox option there. The school-wide rules, we use whole brain teaching rules. Your child can probably recite them to you from memory as we go over them. But just general things of following directions, raising hands to be able to speak, leaving their seats, making smart choices. And it says keep your teacher happy, but we talk about keeping the whole school and learning community happy by following these rules. They will see these rules on playgrounds, on the playground, cafeteria, enrichment classes. So we try to use those throughout the entire school so there's no confusion. Let me move this over for you. There we go, so we can see. All right, so here is the lineup of our day. They come in, the tardy bell rings at 7:25. Drop-off begins at 7:05. Your child's coming in, unpacking, eating breakfast if they need to. We're checking temperatures, folders. So if you have anything you need to send me, you can send it in your child's red folder. They do have a zipper pouch in there, so any money or anything that's important, stick it in there. And this is just kind of a rundown, but key points: recess at 9:20, lunch at 11, enrichment at 11:45 to 12:30. Monday is music. Tuesday is computer lab. Wednesday's PE, so make sure they wear their tennis shoes. Thursday is library, so make sure they are bringing their library book back to school. And then Friday is art. And then our day normally ends around 2:15, where we can get everyone packed up and ready for dismissal. Attendance is very important for both your traditional child who's coming face to school face to face, or rather it be virtual. So please be on time there. And if your child is sick or something has happened in the family, just send us a doctor's note or a parent note so we can get that turned in. Okay. Every lesson that we will be teaching will be uploaded to Canvas, and I'll show you how to navigate that in just a second. So you need to know how to get on there. I sent home an orange card from if you attended Meet the Teacher, or I sent it home the first week of school so that could stay at home if your child is ever ill or it was not able to attend school for whatever reason, or if something were to happen and we were shut down, we can still teach through that platform. We use CKLA for reading and ELA, which includes a skills strand for things like phonics and just general reading and grammar. And then we also have a knowledge strand. It is where it's a listening component, and they're working on listening and comprehension. So I'm reading a story or they're listening to a story, and then we discuss it. And it's everything that the stories are all, your child is hearing them. They are not reading them. So it's for exposure to various things, like we've done some fables, and we're finishing up the human body. And so there are different domains, and at the end of those domains, we take a test. In the middle of those domains, we do take a day to review and go over things that we've learned to a midpoint. We use Zearn for math. There's a digital component. So we spend about 30 minutes in class completing a lesson. Our goal is 4 lessons for the week. So we try to do 1 lesson a day, and then we have Friday, or if your child's absent for whatever reason, then we have an extra day in the week to make that up and make sure that we're getting those lessons or to catch anyone up. Just 4 lessons is all that they need. If I see that they're behind, I may give them a day to if they're too far behind in what actual class lessons that we are on. But, and I'll show you how to get to that too for my students but your child could probably show you exactly how to get to Zearn. All right, so we will have spelling tests every Friday. We will have tests again at the end of the knowledge units. Your child hears a story every day and we review it in class for the test. Remember to initial those red folders on that half sheet for homework, which is normally just practicing reading and practicing spelling words. And then you get a blue Tuesday folder every Tuesday with work from the previous week and an average conduct grade from the previous week. I know it said initial on the back, but you can just initial by the conduct page in your child's blue folder. And then the red folder, again, is a daily folder that comes back to school every day. It has our enrichment breakdown. I highlighted the spelling words that I will highlight the spelling words every week, and just general information of what we're learning that week. So some things your child could do to practice spelling would be just practice spelling them maybe 3 times each. They can write them in crayon or pen, make them fancy, anything to help them practice just the letters. We will also be practicing them in class as well and going over them in the sounds. And then just finding something to read with your child, having your child read. You'll see some skills pages come home with the stories that we read in class in their readers. And that's a good idea to read over again, helping your child if they're struggling, but remembering to allow them to sound out and try to figure out the word. So make sure they're reading every night, studying spelling words. They're in their red folder on the half sheet, got vocabulary words, or we will discuss them in class. And then they'll be in their red folder when they start coming home. And then it'd be very important to maybe get some addition and subtraction flashcards. And I would just do we're doing sums to 10 right now, but sums to 20 by the end of the year. So addition facts to 20, subtraction facts to 20. All grades will be on JCampus, not Canvas. Okay, so some assignments are worth fewer points, and you may get a call that your child has a failing grade. That does not necessarily mean they're failing a subject. They just failed an assignment. And in those Tuesday folders, when they come home, please go through those papers, look over them. If you have any questions or if I made a mistake, please send me a note or a message and I will get it fixed, or we can talk about it further. All right, so your child can access Canvas, whether they're a virtual student and they've checked out a device, or you could also download the Canvas student app to your phone or an iPad if it has iOS 12 or if it's at least 5th generation. So you can use an app. You may not be able to see everything, but at least you would be able to see some of what went on if your child has to miss more than a day or two. And if something were to ever happen, then the office would provide one-to-one devices for your child to check out. All right, so a couple of things I wanted to go through. First of all, ClassLink. So you can access ClassLink I'm trying to go back to the beginning for you. You can access ClassLink from the Caddo Parish Schools website, the caddoschools.org website. It's also on the orange card. The link is on the orange card that I sent home at Meet the Teacher or the beginning of the school year. It also tells you how to log in at the top, but it was on the card that was sent home. So once your child is in ClassLink, hey, before I get to Canvas, I don't want to forget that there is an Amplify app here. Your child should be able to click on it, log in. This is a good review or practicing. They have sounds in the theater. The theater is going over the knowledge domain. So these are stories they don't get to take home. And this is just an introduction. So, we just finished Unit 1, Fables. Unit 2 is the human body. We'll be finishing it up, and then we'll be starting Different Lands, Similar Stories. So if they go back home, here is the sound option. Here are all the sounds that we will have learned by the end of Unit 1. They can listen to it. There's a little song cute little things for them to practice. And then the library has the readers. Right now we're in the snapshots reader, okay? So this is a great tool to go to for any additional practice at home. And also here's what the Zearn app looks like. And it will log your child in automatically when they click on it. It should. When they're on there, their screen will look like this. Let me click on that. Here's what their screen will look like. So Tower of Power is the last step of a lesson. Okay. Blast is just kind of like a quick fluency, where it might be a sprint on there, something just to kind of go over a skill they should be keeping as they develop and go a little further. Then it will get a little harder. The Learning Lab is the teaching component of it, where they have someone teaching them a lesson, or it might be called a math chat, and they're going through the lesson. And then the Tower of Power is kind of showing what they learn. So we do a lesson in class, and then they also do a digital lesson. And this is how you get there. Okay, so then Canvas. Here is the Canvas app and what it looks like. This is very similar to the app you would download to your own device if you don't have one checked out from the school. This is what it looks like, the student app. So if you'll click on that, you come to a dashboard, and this is where you want to start, the one that says welcome. We tried to make all these others a plain color, but this is the one you want to start at. Okay, and so once you're here, you're going to click on Pages, and then you're going to click on Home Page. All right, and the home page has everything as my contact information, the school number, and about me, some more details about me, or just some personal things, our daily schedule, our school calendar, past Zoom recordings, and then just my Zoom link. So if your child was out for the day, they wanted to join the classroom, they could click on here and see our lesson for that day. We were starting Zoom at 8:30, but I think I'm going to bump it back to, it will be bumped back to 8:15 starting Monday, October 5th, because our mornings are going a lot smoother, and we are ready to get started and going by 8:15. So we really want to push that back, excuse me, to give everyone a chance. We're ready to go earlier. All right, and then you'll see here the subjects. You have ELA and reading, math, science or social studies, and then it says kindergarten review words, but those are actually, let me click on that, all the tricky words that your child learned in kindergarten and that your child will learn in first grade. Well, that one seems to not be there, but it should be. I'll go on and fix that. But let's click on the reading tab. It will give you your assignments weekly. I put the latest week, the week that we are on top, and then all the previous weeks are at the bottom. But if it's not published, then your child won't be able to complete it. If it's something that I really need your child to do, then I will unlock it if it's from a previous week. You can see the spelling words are there. So if they forget them, tricky words to work on, first grade tricky words. And then it has the skills lessons and the knowledge lessons. Skills will not be sent or is not uploaded to Canvas because your child has that workbook. If they were absent, and if your child's not a virtual student and they were to be absent, then we would just get that to them digitally or send it home, but they can complete it at home. And then our knowledge lessons are there. They have some PowerPoint slides, but there's also a video where your child can listen to the story from that day. So this is the CKLA lessons. The skills, again, is for reading, grammar, phonics, writing component, and then the knowledge is a listening component. All right, so if we go back, and then again, math, there is a math video uploaded. There's a word problem, and there's an exit ticket. The exit tickets are also in your child's Zearn workbook. So you can see there, and we put the day of the week and the week that we are on, okay? And if your child is a virtual student, then, and I know my ones that are, we have really gotten into a good schedule and routine. So we've really got that figured out. But for my parents that are not virtual, if something, like I said, if your child were to be sick or absent for an extended time, this is where you could locate everything. Okay. So again, when you open up, you're on the dashboard and look for that welcome, this welcome card. That is where you want to start and come to pages right here and then home page. And that gets you going where your child needs to go on the subjects. And again, the Zooms where I have taught the lesson. Also, I use Classroom Dojo for conduct and another way for communication. So if you are not already connected and need to be, here is our invite, and I can send the link to you individually if you need it. But I think that's all on as far as ClassLink and what you need to know. Also, so a couple things on our routines. PE is on Wednesday. Make sure your child is wearing tennis shoes and that they have a water bottle. If you can, please send a water bottle daily. There are water fountains for refilling only. No one is drinking from the fountain. So they would take their bottle and they are able to refill it, which is a good thing after recess and after PE. And then make sure they have their library book on Thursday so that they can turn it in and check out a new book. Again, drop off in the morning, 7:05, tardy bells at 7:25. I know that's earlier from last year and probably maybe an adjustment, but we're getting better as far as the routines in the mornings. Also, if you need anything, parent portal, so JCampus. On your child's ClassLink, you can find this app, the Caddo Parish Student Progress Portal, or you can also go to caddoschools.org, go under Parents and Student Progress Portal. Once you're there, you will need to register as a new user if you have never used JCampus before. It will ask you some personal information, address, student name. It will also ask you for a PSN number. It is supposed to be the last 5 of your child's social. If that number does not work, then you would need to contact our office so that they can give you the correct number. But it is supposed to be the last 5. So you can get there through the Caddo Parish or this caddoschools.org, or you can go directly to the Caddo Progress Portal and it will take you right there. And those can be found on ClassLink. Another good thing on the Caddo Schools website is there is a number on the carousel for any technology issues. Okay, so if it's something that we just can't figure out, then you may need to contact them. Also, when you go into the Progress Portal, you will have to update some information about can your child's picture be taken? Can they use the internet? When they are using the internet, it is specifically for academic reasons. They are not roaming on YouTube or Google or whatever. And then the picture, even they have to have the approval even to take a picture and put it in the yearbook. So that's very important. Think about those things when you're deciding whether or not to do that. Let me make sure there was nothing else, but I think that was it. The Progress Portal. Yep. And make sure if your child is a virtual student that they are clicking on their enrichment courses. They are graded in art, PE, and music. So it's very important that they are getting on to those courses and checking out their work. I was let me see if there were any other key resources. Pebble Go is a good app to practice and listening to reading. And ABCYA is a good one just for general grade level specific games or activities. If you're a child, just some additional practice on various skills. But important, Canvas Amplify, and Zern, the Zern student app. And I think that's about it. If you have any other questions, again, you can find me on Canvas. You can inbox there. There's an inbox right here, an option, and you can send me a message. You can message me through Classroom Dojo, and then also my email, which is trjones@caddoschools.org. And or you can call the school and leave a message. All right, well, thank you so much, and I look forward to having a great year. And make sure you also check out the links to the enrichment courses to get some good information there.